Welcome back to the podcast if you're a returning viewer / listener, and welcome to the podcast if you're new. All right, so today we're going to give our thoughts and opinions on the recent Roe versus Wade decision that just happened a couple days ago.
But before we get into that, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm one of your hosts, Dark Obi-Wan Kenobi.
And I'm Darius, a.k.a. Fuck Clarence Thomas. And this is Mind the Gap.
Did she really say that?
Yeah.
She said it on the.
She said it on stage.
Oh, I didn't even hear that shit.
Shout out to Mayor Lori Lightfoot. I think that's her name. But she a character, bro.
Yeah.
She a character,
she
bro.
always a character.
I like her. So when you wanna how you wanna jump into this? Cause I got like three main opinions I don't like about what just happened.
Let's start off with them.
All right. So one, the legality behind it.
Mhm.
I got beef with.
Yeah.
Like the concept behind why they overturned it, I kind of get, because I don't quite understand. I gotta look into the amendments myself, but like the right of privacy, because apparently like the current, well, it was not current anymore. They had the right to abortion because of due process gave them the right to privacy under the 14th Amendment, which is kind of vague. I don't know how the right to privacy like gets you that right. So I can understand conceptually why you overturn it. I personally think we just need to put laws in the books that specifically address these things, so we don't need to be vague. We can be like, you got the right to abortion, or later on we talk about you got the right to marry whoever you want to, or contraception and shit like that. So that part I kind of get. I don't agree with like their beliefs by why they want to overturn it. But my specific gripe with the legality of it is they did something that's called like judicial activism, where they'll like it. That's the philosophy where you will like circumvent the law to get across like what like the things you want to get done or how you think society should be or whatever. So the case they recently ruled on didn't even involve Roe versus Wade. The way the Supreme Court works is when a case presents itself, they make a ruling on it. The case that was in front of them currently was a case called, I think, Dobbs versus the like Jackson. Let me see what it is. It's Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization. And in that case, what was brought up was the Casey versus Planned Parenthood, because that involves like they switched the standard that was created in Roe versus Wade from like they created trimesters. Like first trimester, you have the right to an abortion. Second trimester, the state is allowed to rule whether or not you can have an abortion with some limits, and then the third trimester, the state can basically say veto or not veto where you can have a abortion or not. Casey versus Planned Parenthood moved the standard to like fetal viability. So like you can't have like an abortion like after 22 weeks or something, whenever they think the fetal is vital or whatever. So that case was pertaining that. So instead of ruling on that case, they overreached and just went straight after Roe versus Wade.
Just needed a reason.
Yeah, they just needed a reason, which I'm like you can't do that, bro. That ain't got nothing to do with the case right now. And then you hear like Clarence talking about how we going after gay rights next and contraceptive. It's clear that they have an agenda.
Right.
So them overreaching to knock out Roe versus Wade from a case that ain't got nothing to do with that, just to get to those, and Clarence Thomas saying stuff like we going after this and that, and it shows that they are like biased and they already have an agenda. So legally, I got an issue with it. You know what I'm saying? Because they out here doing their own agenda, and I don't think you should be allowed to do that. I think we should, moving forward, we should have checks and balances more so with the Supreme Court, so they can't just be out here doing stuff like that. It's kind of how like Texas created that abortion law where they can't accuse you, like convict you directly like the woman, but she can make it you can make it harder for everybody else by fining them like $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't ban abortion, but they basically made it like illegal to do it by circumventing that stuff like that. So legally, I'm not fucking with it.
And with that, even in this, the ruling that they have, most laws don't even like prosecute the woman who gets the abortion. It's the people who perform the abortion, right?
Everybody else.
Yeah. So like my thing is, for me, there's I think I have 3 also. The one for me is like I don't understand why we're using a 200 plus year old format to rule on things. Like the Constitution. Like I don't understand, like, we have these things, these new things. Like, we have modern things today. And I don't understand why we still have to lean on this.
So you saying like leaning on the Constitution?
Yeah. I don't understand why we hold that so sacred when it comes down to real world, like now stuff. Like that should be stuff made for now, that we don't need to go back 200 and 40 years to ask, like, okay, is this okay, or is this good in our Constitution? I don't like that. That's my biggest thing right there, because it's like, why we keep leaning, well, it's not constitutionally this and that. It's like, okay, a lot of they didn't have cell phones, right? They didn't have like certain things. They didn't have they didn't even have cars at this point. So it's like,
they don't
why
know
we
about what's going on right now, and that's why I agree, because I do think that we need, if we're gonna look at the Constitution, we need to view it through today's lens and how that applies today.
I think I agree with, I can't remember which one said it. Who was on the $2 bill?
$2 bill?
Yeah.
I don't know,
Was
bro.
that Andrew Jackson? Who's that?
Maybe.
He was somebody. That guy, I don't remember, because, strip clubs, and he was on there, and then when I was told, and then when I read it, I was like, oh, okay, this is the $2 guy.
Oh, it's a $2 guy?
So he was saying, like, the Constitution should only last every 10 years.
And then it should be renewed?
And it should be renewed.
I mean, that's why we got amendments to it, bro. It's already, we've already seen it's got flaws in it. And we got 14 amendments. So at some point, we just need to, hey, from now on, let's see what we can do from here.
I just don't understand why we, as a society, a progressive society, keep going
we not
back.
Progressive.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
that is that. Hey, we're not progressive.
So that would make it. I just don't understand the strength, how we find so much power in that.
When it's convenient.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think we find power in that when it's convenient. Like people that wants to keep guns or whatever, they lean on that Second Amendment heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's one of the ones that needs to be updated, because, you know what I'm saying, like they had bayonets and muskets back then.
I don't even think that need to be updated. It says well regulated. I
want something clear.
Yeah,
because apparently that's not clear enough.
I don't even understand the concept of like them just skipping over. There's a whole sentence and people skip over, like they just say right to bear arms. This well regulated. Like I don't understand how we just don't know that.
We do it though. So I don't even think people know that part of the whole 14th Amendment.
To all the amendment. You keep saying 14.
I mean the Second Amendment.
Oh, Second.
I don't think they know that part of it.
Okay. No.
In its entirety, that whole like verse that they spit.
Of course they don't. I sent you that video. A lot of people don't know the whole damn thing. It don't make no sense. But they're the ones that ride so hard for it. And my second thing is how, like, I'm okay with you believing whatever you want to believe. I'll fight for your right to believe that.
Yeah.
I don't care. I
don't respect it or agree with it.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's my freedom, as is your freedom to disagree with me. But for you to use it to make laws for everybody that don't follow the same suit, for me, that's where it kind of that's kind of like choppy, especially when you use it in ways that it can be easily interpreted as something else.
Yeah,
like if you're using because a lot of times I think it's the Bible, and I think they I think somebody's Catholic on there, Jewish, and somebody else something else, but they use the Bible as even though the Bible says nothing about abortion.
Yeah,
there's nothing about abortion at all.
Not directly.
There's certain verses like the one where and it can be interpreted depending on what book you have, what version of the Bible you have.
Yeah.
Where there's a lady, she gets in, two men gets in the fight, and it said that if she miscarry or have child early, then you pay the husband a fine. But if anything was to happen to the woman, then eye for an eye, life for a life, or something like that. Which shows that the child
is not equal.
It's not equal as a
seen
person.
as like property at that point.
I know, same thing. But then you have to also, when Paul talks about what how God made in the womb, you make me by piece, that's something else you can lean on if you're pro-life.
Yeah.
Or you can rely on like people. I forgot who said it, but it's like it describes a person. A person is a conscious person that can make decisions and stuff like that. And I can lean on that if I'm against abortion. That you can go to any of those and find those, or you can go to the most crucial things where your womb will be bare. Where God made people's wombs bare, or when you know what I'm saying, put this mark above your
late term
door.
Abortions.
Yeah.
them late term abortions.
Or smash children's head upon rocks and stuff like that.
Cut them out of the bellies of the women and smash it and dash their head upon the rock.
You know what I'm saying? Like we can use any of those to show that.
Got one that it was real brutal. He was like, I want you to kill every man, woman, child, breastfeeding infant, goat, sheep, camel. He just went down the list. Anything that hath breath.
Yeah.
I want it done.
So that's what I don't understand though. Like I don't understand those notions to like, what are you leaning on? And if you want to lean on that, if you talking about who's my man who jacked off and he said something about when your seeds hit the floor, he died or something. He said, do not let your seeds hit the floor. Basically, do not pull out. He did, and he got you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we can use any of these things to have laws now.
That's another thing that needs updated.
For me, it's just I don't get like, what are you leaning on? Because if I was to lean on this, that's a hard argument.
Yeah, because it shifts.
For me, I agree with you. We talk about the Constitution. People do that with the Bible a lot, or do that with any religious.
They pick and choose what
they understand or what they want to understand. You know what I mean? So it's like if the Bible can be a preference thing, and you understand that many people can read the same Bible and can have the same faith, but listen and hear something different with the same words that you read. Why would you try to put that against? Why would you try to rule on something with your religion for everybody who may not even believe in what you believe? And
the danger that people don't understand is you think that shit cool now because you got what you want. But you got to understand that you probably not always going to be the majority.
That's a fact.
So you need to live by that. If you want to say it's okay to get the way we want, then when you're not the majority,
you got to accept it.
You got to accept it. And you got to shut the fuck up because this is what you wanted.
This is exactly what you wanted.
The majority going to rule.
So that's for me. That's what I like that lady talking about Clarence Thomas.
Yeah.
He was talking about, she was like, what you think is next?
Yeah, I ain't even gonna say it, but she stepped out her bounds, bro. But she's
just
like,
she was upset.
But it might.
He said, what you think this? The black people laws are next, basically.
Yeah, because we got your girl talking about during that Trump rally talking about thank you for saving white lives. Not everybody lives.
White lives.
You know what I'm saying?
And the thing of that, I'm gonna let y'all know, this is how sensitive y'all are. Those people who scream that all lives matter. I ain't hear none of that when she said that. When she said thank you for saving white lives,
I ain't even thinking nobody in that crowd said about
all lives matter. You know what's funny? And what we should do? We should do like a reaction video to see those black people in the back when she says that. Like, how do you feel now?
Yeah, that you in there.
Yeah,
with the maggots.
Yeah.
And she ain't shout you out.
Black people for Trump. Yeah. Thank you for saving white lives. And you just gotta sit there with that.
Is there to be fair, is there an extended clip that we didn't see where she called herself? She was like, "Thank you, white lives."
It was only later on. It was only later on, like the other day, where she said she misspoke. But she has already been
a hard miss.
She has been caught before saying some slick stuff. Yeah. So it's not like it's in her nature. Or not even saying it's in her nature. She has a habit of saying stuff like this.
Yeah.
But to stay on topic, it's also we still on topic. But to bring it back, I think those are my two gripes with that. Like, if you were a judge, they put you in a position for your ability to judge things equally and fair.
Yeah.
And if you use your religion to make a judgment call on something, I don't think that's equal or fair, because not everybody believes in what you believe.
Right. And you are governing the country based on your personal beliefs. You have to, separation of church and state.
Yeah.
That's supposed to protect both parties.
But even now, they ruled on those things, like how I think it was a private Catholic school that can get government funding now. Also, no more police ain't got to read your Miranda rights no more. That's
when they passed that.
All this was kind of like in the same. This is the abortion thing is kind of.
I thought it was just for like immigrants. They didn't have to read that.
Nah, bro, that's for everybody now. That's for everybody. It's for everybody.
They don't want people to know their rights, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's one of the things. And that's also on us as a society, that we should be up on the things that we want to hold value. If you want to hold value on the Constitution, then you should know it.
Yeah.
I can ask somebody what's the Bill of Rights, and they'll just break down. I'm like, come on now. You know what I'm saying? Just give me the first 10, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Come on, man. Just give me the whole thing of what the Second Amendment said. Can't even give me that. You just drowned it. So it's just like, for me, it's just, I don't get the strength of the feelings that people have. These people are just like that lady, the entitlement. The lady who said that you got to feed all my kids.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The entitlement that these people have is the same thing as what she had. I don't know, but I want it. Yeah. And I'm going to say it, and I'm going to defend it with my life.
Yeah.
Or yours.
Yeah.
So for me, that's where I'm at with that. It's more ridiculous than people understand. And then, you know, for the viewers, I think we had 244 years of the American Empire. And for a great empire, or empire that's doing well or modern or whatever, it takes 250 years for that empire to fall. And this is kind of in the range of what we're doing. Yeah. So I'm gonna have a clock on one of my segments on how I talk about how empires fall, and I'm gonna show y'all what's going on.
Yeah.
See what y'all
timeline. See what we all just point out on the timeline. We are right here.
We getting close.
Yeah.
And it's been not seeing it.
Another gripe I have on the opposite side is with like Democrats who say they're gonna do one thing and then they don't. Like, I hate to pull Obama card, but he was running on like, the first thing I'm gonna do is like codify Casey versus Planned Parenthood, and then he got in office, and all of a sudden he started backpedaling. Granted, he lost his supermajority like 4 months in, but still, he could have did something. Yeah. And then I think Bernie may have had the power to like codify it into law or whatever. Mm-hmm. But that just goes back to how I think Democrats are afraid to push that button. They still want to try to work with Republicans, or I think a lot of times they just want the same thing Republicans want, but they want to guise it as, oh, we really don't like what they doing, but at the same time it benefits us. Them corporate Democrats.
When I was doing that research about fashion, what was said about people who do fashion when it starts off, like how we starting off, when people are getting, ridiculous, and like they get to the point where they, aggressive and just, headstrong in what they believe. They say the only thing that really can stop that is somebody. It's the opposite side being just as aggressive, or as I think the word that was used, like masculine. Like, you really have to be, you know what I'm saying, dominant. You can't be like pussyfooting around with what you think. Like, well, we're gonna try this. No, we're gonna do this.
We're doing this.
This is happening.
This is happening.
Yeah, this is happening.
We got the power. We doing
it. Gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Y'all handle this as we go. You know what I'm saying? If they're gonna be ridiculous, we're gonna be right in what we talking about, and we're gonna be so right, and then we're gonna throw it so much in your face that you ain't got no choice but to eat.
It's like it reminds me of times, but it's like there's one dude in the bar that's just irate because he don't think anybody else will take it. And then he run to that one person. It's like, I'll match that energy. Yeah. And then he like, well, I didn't. I apologize.
I done seen stuff like that live. Yeah. I watch like, whoa, like, what
when that energy match, it is like, whoa, this real. Well, somebody gonna shoot back. Then it's like, well, maybe we need to talk it out. Maybe we need to figure this out.
When you playing cards or poker or something, you go all in. The other person across you go all in. And look at
and you. Then like, you think you're the only one for something? You think you're the only one playing this game? Yeah.
Let's find out, bro. So that's the only thing, and Democrats just don't have it. Well, any other part, you know what I'm saying? Like, Republicans has lost their core values to these ridiculous people, because those are the loudest people, and those are the people they're afraid of. It used to be where people follow the lawmakers, and now it got to the point where the lawmakers follow the people.
Scared to death.
You know what I'm saying? Especially the GOP. So it's just like, for me, that's gonna be the downfall, because y'all allowing people to make decisions off foolery.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all just like, well, I'm gonna continue with this up because this is what gets the like you said, like, when you keep a base stimulated, you got to keep them there and level up. It's like crank.
You got to keep them up.
Keep going up, like,
because that withdrawal, they don't handle that with. We need something to fight, and I see those people as people that need a fight to like have something to blame, because otherwise, like, you don't really have anything to fight about. Like, we need to be fighting against like class warfare and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
This is taken away from that. This is like the blind leading the blind.
Yeah, see, with stuff like this is just looking at certain stuff in societies. It's like when it becomes a us versus them.
Yeah,
and usually the crazies fall out, and percentage wise, as far as other societies. You know, usually.
But I
don't know how this is gonna affect. We got
we
different.
Like that though. We heating that up though.
We got different elements. We ain't got enough people to stand up to actually do something. But usually, those people usually fall back when they are like smacked down one or two times. You know, but until that happens, which I don't see it happening no time soon, all it's gonna do is increase.
I just saying, if they can get away with January 6th, if without real punishment, I don't see what's gonna stop them from like continue to escalate.
From what I've been seeing, as far as the Dems, it's been like, as far as the people that who donate, it's more Republican businessmen and CEOs, people that donate to Republicans than Dems donate to their lawmakers or whatever. Okay, this one dude, I think he's the owner of LinkedIn. He had a meeting. He said, "Hey, if we don't start, you know what I'm saying, like paying for these lawmakers to be in here and start paying for ads, start, you know what I'm saying, donating more, this that we call America, the United States, is gonna get worse."
That's why we like pretty much become an oligarchy, the money running thing.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what it is. But if the Dems can get, even if that's the case, the Dems have to have people that are going to promote them. You have to do something to get rich people to be on your side.
Yeah,
something, because that's why you're losing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like gun companies are literally going bankrupt to donate to make sure people buy their guns. Who do you have that is willing to do that for you?
What like leftist organization is there out there that's comparable to like the gun, like NRA, that's like really like I don't see like a huge, just for lack of like being able to think of it, like a huge like LGBTQ like organization that's on like the same level like the NRA. Like we put money.
We don't have crazy. I mean, not we. Democrats do not have crazies.
Yeah,
right. These people paid Trump millions of dollars. They donated their last damn there. And all he did was took it out his allegedly took it out the donation fund and put it in his business. Are we gonna use this money to fight for not January but the big lie?
Yeah,
or whatever. We're gonna fight this. And I'm gonna slide. I need this money. That's what you did. We don't have crazy like that because usually progressives are, first of all, no disrespect, but it is what it is. Those people who believe in Trump and then all those crazy Marjorie Taylor Greene stuff like that. She said some crazy thing, but those people who believe in those people are in rural areas. They less educated. They're not as healthy. They're not as mindful of the things that's around them. They believe in their things. And no disrespect to any religion, but they mostly like Christians, so they believe in things they believe in faith. They don't believe in like real doing something. They believe everything is God or the devil and stuff like that. So when things happen, people provoke those beliefs or provoke those ideas. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And they already in a bad place, and you give them a finger to point.
Yeah,
those people are easy.
Now everybody pedophiles and
you know what I'm saying? It's easy, Pizzagate and stuff like that. So you get those type of people, and Democrats that really don't have that.
We don't,
because a lot of those people are educated, or those people are they kind of see the world. They understand. They are more open minded. They more, you know what I'm saying? Well, we are. They're from the city, so they really don't care enough. That's another thing about those. I classify as a Democrat. Did you vote?
I agree with these policies more so on the left side, but I don't really do what I got to do. But also, like, seeing stuff like this happen kind of does like diminish the momentum towards like wanting to go vote and stuff like that. I think it should galvanize you to go vote and like really try to hold lawmakers accountable. And like if they're not doing what you need to do, you need to switch it up with somebody else. I think that's one of the things we missing, because we keep voting the same people who, if you actually check their record, be voting like against our interests a lot of times.
That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. And a lot of times they hurt. And a lot of times the people who get hurt the most are the people in rural areas.
Yeah.
They don't even realize that. Yeah, it's like a lot of times when it comes down, and same thing for people with the Democrats. Democrats are bad about hurting their own base too, especially blacks. So you got to be careful on who you voting for and know who you voting for, even if it's an independent. Like learn these views and get other people involved and get people to vote, because that's a lot of times that's why we're in the position that we're in.
Yeah.
The position that we're in is because of people's lack of knowledge, and then the Bible says that people perish because of the lack of knowledge, but nobody want to know anything. But you know what I'm saying? Who that is? Lack of knowledge, and the fact that the lack of motivation or lack of knowing that this is the better thing to do. You know, that's your right.
Yeah.
You're here for rights, and you want to complain about
also
rights.
like we were saying the other day, we kind of had this space where it's like I can see what's going on, like because you see what's going on, and it prevents you from like, why would I want to keep exerting my energy into people that's not wanting to listen or wanting to do better? Like at a certain point, you just like,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. I'm gonna just prepare mine, and whatever happened to yours, will happen to yours.
And that does not get a base riled up.
It does not.
But a base over there that we all work in the same plant, we all work on the same farm, we all feel the same way, we all go to the same only one Walmart or one bar or whatever the case is. It's easy for them to find brotherhood and stuff like that. So when it comes down to voting or going down there fighting for your rights or fighting for stuff that you believe in but don't know much about, it's easy.
Not to like, but like even the color scheme match for like this analogy, like it's kind of like Democrats and Republicans are kind of like Spartans and Athenians. And Athenians is more like the intellectual. The blue, they want to be diplomats. They want to just do everything, talk everything out. Spartans like, nah,
we ain't got time. We
ain't got time for that, bro.
We gonna mind our business until we get riled up. And once we riled up, something get messed up.
We going.
Yeah.
We just need a reason to go.
And to your point earlier, when you say these lawmakers are not making laws in the interest of those that are voting for them, when you look at it, over 60%, over, 2/3 of people are okay with abortion.
66, I think it's 66% of people did not want Roe versus Wade overturned across the board.
Across the board.
Now, to be more specific, like if you want to get deeper into it, Gallup polls, which are polls that shows trends in the United States, dating back like to 75, show that currently about only 13% of people believe that you shouldn't have abortions under any circumstances. 50% of people believe that you should allowed to get an abortion under certain circumstances, and then like 35% of people think that you should be able to get abortion no matter circumstances. So really, only 13% of people believe that abortion should be outlawed. Period.
And most of them are going to be Republicans, and I'm okay with that. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or those traditional values.
Oh, the self-old girl that's on the View. And even her point of view was, hey, I believe this. I'm
pro-life.
I'm pro-life under any circumstances, but him as a judge should have never put his religion before him judging.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not how you should govern.
That's not a position that you're in.
Yeah.
That's not a position that's not the ideal position for you to be in to do that.
That's that judicial activism. He put his beliefs and how he thought society be shaped before the law. Circumvented all that and said, no, we're not even going to pay attention to this case. We just going straight back to Roe versus Wade, which sets a bad precedent. And to me, that underlines the legitimacy of the court, which their approval rating was already low. It was already like 20,
trash.
And that's before the decision. It was already 25%. We already was rocking with them like that.
And then that's why I was telling you earlier about them laws they passed and people just let slide up on the door. I forgot the other ones. I might look that up later, but the Miranda rights, and the abortion, it was the guns. They made it easier for guns, and it was the school getting paid from like a government paying like a Catholic school, Catholic private school. So that was really hitting, and people don't even be paying attention to stuff like that. And that
too concerned with what's going on. That's a good point, man. You get riled up about this big shit right here, but then in the background you got all these
sliding
all these rights up underneath,
sliding up under the door, bro.
Because I wasn't even aware those things got passed. We need to set up something that we can pay attention to, and like post for people with like laws that are constantly being passed.
Bro, we need to do that, bro.
Yeah, just let people know what's going on. Another thing I don't like, argument wise, is how people are using the excuse like people on the left are like saying, no, this is a precedent. You can't. This is a precedent that's been established for like 59 years. You shouldn't be able to like. I don't care like how long or it's been around or if it's a precedent. That shouldn't be a reason not to overturn something. It should, if you go overturn something, it needs to be like because the merits behind your overturn is strong.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Because like if we
that's
look
a bad argument. Yeah,
because if we look at like Plessy versus Ferguson,
don't
that established the separate but equal. That was overturned by Brown versus the Board of Education, versus the Board of Education.
Brown.
So yeah, I don't know what's.
I got you back.
But
I
yeah,
got you back.
So if that was a precedent, Plessy versus Ferguson was a precedent. So if that doesn't get overturned, we still be considered less than equal.
Yeah.
So it being a precedent don't really matter.
For me, and John, what's his name? John Corney. Yeah, goofy. You know what I'm saying? We need to do this next. Hey man, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Shut your mouth. You already got booed at your own GOP convention.
Yeah, bro.
And now you out here saying this.
Side note, did you see that Kamala couldn't sell tickets? Like she can't sell tickets speaking engagements, so they having to cancel. Oh. The first woman vice president can't get people to show up to
You know that's it. You know what it is though. People hurting. See, that's another thing about Democrats. Democrats are just as emotionally fragile as especially the base, as Republicans. Gas prices, it's Joe's fault. And he had nothing to do with that. I mean, he could have done something.
Yeah.
He could have been nice. He could have been nicer to the companies, but that's not really his fault. The oil companies really
or he could have just actually stepped to him like, y'all can't raise these prices just because.
Yeah.
He could do something.
Yeah, he can do something.
Too busy trying to play nice.
Yeah, it's no reason for he could have done that.
Yeah.
And even that he can only do so much in.
Right.
He's not the dictator or the overseer. He's not Darth Vader.
Unless y'all want to be.
Yeah, and then that's on y'all.
That's again that convenience because if Trump has in power, he's just slinging these laws left and right. They're like, yeah.
Yeah.
But then Biden start doing the same thing. Then all of a sudden, are we in a dictatorship? Is he being authoritarian? Like, no.
It's just like people don't get that how policies work and how long it take policies to go through and how long it take policies to be effective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when Obama came in and the housing market crashed, he really didn't have nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
You got to think about 9/11, stock market crash, and then what people was doing with
all this unregulated market stuff that was happening before him. And then he came into that. That wasn't
his fault. Yeah. That's Democrats' point. It's his fault.
And then the policies that came helped build us out of it. And a lot of that helped Trump. A lot of policies benefited Trump.
Right into that.
So.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to understand how that is. A lot of times, the first year and a half of a president's, him sitting there is really him trying to either take away stuff that the president did before or him trying to make up stuff for the future. And especially if you have a House that doesn't agree with you or a Senate that doesn't agree with you, that may take even longer, especially if you're trying to do stuff like an infrastructure type situation. Yo, man,
goofy. Him and Kirsten Sinema.
I could never
both of them
her
goofy.
Name, but yeah, she a goofy too.
Both of them goofies. They ain't real Democrats. They undercover Republicans.
And that was the only time the Dems could have done something.
Right. Trying to make nice with them. Forget them.
I want to be bipartisan.
And West Virginians need to get Manchin out of there, bro. I saw that little expose they did on the country. He's like, he should have passed Build Back Better.
Yeah.
They was upset.
Yeah.
I don't even know how long he got left in his own little town.
Good.
Talking about, but going back to Clarence Thomas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that cool word. We very particular about who we call cool.
But I am very, I don't even like hearing it.
You know what I'm saying?
When somebody say, I get very offended.
Yeah.
I'll be like, come on.
The chicoonery.
Come on.
But, you know what I'm saying? With him, I'm not sure.
I would say this. This is why I believe he is one. And I'll say this. And I was like, he made this decision. I wasn't going to say anything. But apparently there was an article on him and when he was dating his wife.
I think you said that to me, didn't you?
Yeah. It was said that his her parents was like, she married a black man. We weren't used to that, but how kind and nice he was, we forgot he was black. I was
like he was one of the good ones.
Yeah. It was like he was one. It was some other funny stuff that was said, and he said, "From where we from, we just didn't do that. We didn't think it was right." But he was so nice that we forgot that he was even black. I was like, "Yo,
that's already weird vibes. It's like somebody won't be accepted.
Excuse you."
But my
and on top of her doing that stuff for January 6th and getting caught up with that stuff, and you as a judge didn't check that.
Correct, bro. That's why I'm like, he didn't recuse himself during the cases. Instead, he voted to not have them release information about her finances and her activism involving January 6th. That's what we got on the Supreme Court.
That's also one
conflict of interest. Also, he had been getting paid by right-wing organizations for years, and he never disclosed it.
Goofy.
How we supposed to trust our Supreme Court justices and they're moving like this? You already know you biased. Now we know you getting paid by him, and now you moving by covering stuff up for your wife and other people.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to trust that? And that's just him. All of them got stuff.
That's him. All of them got dirt now.
Yeah.
Like super dirt. You like, yo, my man, that's crazy. Like, what do you got going on here? But yeah, these people that we chose to be judges. And you give a black one.
We didn't choose him.
Well,
current president, whoever was president at the time.
And this is
that need to be another role where you can't have lifetime. You gotta serve
you gotta be up for reevaluation every 6 years or something.
You should be up every time the president is up.
But this is what I'm saying. Even with that, bro, we go back to the Constitution. Or we go back to these old ass laws that do not have any president of today. Like it should not have nothing to do with today, bro. Stuff changes, bro, and it shows us like why do we still have Lindsey Graham? That's I don't know how old he is, or what's my man name with the turtle face?
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell. Why we got these goofies still in power? They don't know nothing. Ask them to send an email by themselves.
And they're sweating.
Ask them to do something like that. Like, like we remember when Elon Musk, but dude over Facebook.
Mark Zuckerberg.
He was like, how do you plan to pay? He was like, ads? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, he was looking at them stupid.
They had them all up there looking like straight goofies. Anybody that work in IT could have had better questions than that.
Yeah, that's what you should have consulted.
Like, come on, man. We were concerned about the privacy. Like, man, shut up. Y'all don't know what's going on here. And that's why it's easy for them to come in there and make y'all look like fools. Because y'all still living in the past. Y'all still holding on to these documents that don't mean anything today.
Yeah.
Especially when the founding fathers said themselves that either they should be changed every 25 years or 10 years.
Yeah.
Because the generations are going to change. So therefore ideas is going to change.
Yeah.
The way people move is going to change. The way people build it. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got these horse and buggies. Now we're talking about infrastructure. And then now we're going into, metaverses. Like what can the Constitution do anything about the metaverse? We all live in the
metaverse. Why I gotta even pay attention to these real world laws?
You know what I'm saying? Like these things change over time. So why not act like it?
Yeah.
I don't get how we owe that. Well, it's not constitutionally. I mean,
shut
up, man. So
you neither was my right as a human being at one point.
You talk about these things that's written during slavery?
Yeah.
You talk about those things?
This thing you hold in such high regard?
3/5? My boy? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't like it. I don't get it. Well, I get it. Humans. Like, we got to hold on to something. Tradition. We got to hold on to, we can't do nothing new because that's scary or, that's not.
Traditionally, though, we've been stupid. Like, we've been stupid.
And we're going to hold on to it, I see.
Yeah.
I see we're going to hold on to it. As Americans, we're going to hold on to it.
Speaking of laws, like, another thing that I don't like, especially about people that's like, first of all, the marketing behind pro-life is great because the thinking is if you pro-life and you against that, then you against life. You know what I'm saying? But it's just really pro-choice. So the marketing that is great. But they not really about what they preach, man. They want to get these babies here. They want to get these babies here. But when they get here, they do stuff like they just cut Planned Parenthood budget. You know what I'm saying? Like by a huge amount. And they the ones that's doing a lot of work to prevent them from only 3% of Planned Parenthood goes to abortion. The other 97% keeps them from getting to that point. But we want to cut that to make their job harder so we can get more abortions.
Trash.
Like, come on. And they do stuff like.
And the crazy thing about it, most of those states are Republican states, and most of those states have the least amount of like child care
available
budget for child care.
They just cut
Texas.
Of course. They just cut the free lunch budget by like $11 billion. Which a lot of kids and some parents were dependent on.
Mm-hmm.
And then they magically find money. They found $40 billion to get to an already inflated military budget. It's like somebody told me a while ago, like you can find somebody's priorities or what they focus on by following their wallet.
That's a fact.
They do not care.
That's a fact.
About people.
100%.
They don't care about public health. They don't care about anything.
Bro, my boy said, what's my man name who's the governor of Texas?
Abbott.
After them kids got shot, first he said it was mental health, then he said it wasn't, and then he said, oh, it's mental health. We're gonna do more about mental health. He had just cut $11 million out the budget in the last 2 years.
Health.
For mental health.
Yeah.
Are you dead ass?
Yeah.
Are you dead ass, my boy?
You don't care about people. You don't care about people's mental health.
Bro, and then we just sit here like fools and do that, bro. Anything to avoid the real conversation, bro. We do anything to avoid the real conversation.
You care about kids, care about the kids already like in an adoption, like trying to get adopted and stuff. Make the process easier. Make it less expensive.
You care about so much about these kids. Meanwhile, kids are getting shot in school. Meanwhile, most of these states have the death penalty in place, and most of these cities, not these states have a high count or have some of the highest deaths by gun crime rate.
Yeah.
So I don't understand when you say you care about life. What do you mean? I don't know. You care about life that doesn't have nothing to do with you. And if that's the case, can we even consider life? Like, like if a person does not consider a fetus a life, and it's the woman's body, like for as far as I'm concerned, anything that's on that woman is hers.
Yeah.
From anything.
I have anything that's on the end.
Yeah, anything that's on the end. My girl's made a perfect point, but she made me laugh. She was like, look, I don't care about that. She was like, I know one thing. If you're gonna make it illegal for me to get an abortion, then no man should be able to sign over their rights. That's 100. I was like, that's all laughing.
You
like,
hear?
That's 100%.
You hear?
You hear.
That's good. That's funny. That's a good point. You hear.
I always agree with Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
If you can kill them, I can abandon them. I'm cool with that. Hey, now y'all can't kill them, so I gotta.
You can't. You hear.
So I agree with it, bro. Like I don't understand, because anything that's on her body and she feel like she can't do it, whether it be financially, physically, or her health or mental health, is in danger.
And a lot of people that have abortions already have kids.
That's a fact. I think it was a high number. I already have one. They cannot financially provide for another.
Right.
I know a girl that I work with. She had to give up one of her kids, but that's a whole different story. She had to give up one of her kids to like her aunt because she couldn't take care of them. Now she got 5. She gave up 1. She had to make a decision. That's a tough decision.
Woo.
I like
that. One might be getting McDonald's though.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, I just shook my head with you. I was like,
that's crazy, bro. They do everything to not help people, but want to try to sit on this throne of morality like we really care for people. I heard somebody say, oh, we just trying to get this abortion law passed, then we'll start passing laws like that. You could have been passing these laws to help people out.
What law?
It was
like what laws are they referring to?
Like
children,
like helping general public, making stuff like healthcare, daycares, just helping.
Like the infrastructure plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that.
Like
yeah.
The infrastructure plan? Okay.
We're going to get this abortion passed, and now we're going to start working on, child care and all. Like, no, you could have been doing it.
You could have been doing
that. That would have made that more appealing. More people would have with you if you was like, let's go.
Let's make abortion better. Nah.
Let's make it easy. Let's make it so easy for people to raise kids that you won't even want an abortion. But nah, they was like, we're going to work backwards. That's our master plan. We gonna make it harder for people.
Wouldn't have that ever worked for Republicans or the people that vote for them. That's the crazy thing about it. It's like people that vote for especially these older people, they be taking a major L and don't even know it. Bro. Taking a major L, bro. They take L's like people who believe Trump was gonna be at the Capitol when they ride.
Yeah. Thought they was gonna be down there with them.
That's what type of L they take. 800 people locked up.
Over what?
Over what? Nothing. And those same people that vote for the Republicans is damn near in the same position.
Yeah.
Same position that you was in when you voted for them. But you still rally behind them. I believe in what they believe. What? What you believe? You believe in their character? Because if you look at their character, it shows that they're not it. Look at the words where they lying. They say this and they say that. Then they do this and do that. And you still in the same position.
I heard somebody say Trump has lied the most in office by far.
I thought he was by any other president. I'll say
he was like, that's impressive because
all presidents
lie. He was like, for you to beat that by such a wide margin is
impressive.
Man, within the same speeches, this man contradict himself.
Bro, this man is the same. Is like in the same era of like Bush, you know. And I ain't saying Bush was like a complete liar, but it was something I understood. He had to, you know, hey, look, I gotta give y'all something. I know it ain't true, but hey, I gotta give you this. So we need this. I gotta pacify the situation. Yeah. You just out here lying.
Yeah.
You just out here
for no reason. Anything. That's because he ain't
lying about hurricanes, bro. Yeah. I seen that when he put that board out, I said, but we in trouble. But as a society, we in trouble with this. I was like, man, come on. Bro. You gonna lie? Taking bleach, bringing back coal. I still can't get rid of that. Coal? You gonna bring back coal, my boy?
Yeah, bro.
And then you end up like dropping like 17% or something, like 60% off. Come on, man.
That ain't the best.
If I look it up, I'm probably wrong. It's probably more.
Now, when the way things going, it's probably way there, bro.
Come on, man. I can't believe as humans, as this great nation that we all claim to be, which we ain't great at nothing other than the things that we already know that we
are. Only thing we number one is all the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Education, bottom of the list. Anything we want to be good at.
Yeah. Locked up per capita. Oh, yeah, we got
we up there. We got prisoners for days.
You know what I'm saying? Gun deaths. You know what I'm saying? We up there that's of a country that's not in war. Yeah, we up there. Obesity.
Killing it, bro.
Yeah.
Freedom is killing us, dog. And another thing is, man, like I say all the time, man, these laws that get passed and get stripped away, they hurt people at the bottom, bro. These rich people and these politicians are not affected by this abortion rule. You go back and check some of their records, bro. They got abortions on their records.
Oh, bro. Boy, that old girl allegedly now. The same people who outed. What's my man that was in the wheelchair?
Who?
The dude that was in the young boy, he was like the
I know you're talking
the
about.
speaker of like the North Carolina.
Yeah, he's relatively new. I can't think of his name right
so
now.
You know, there was like a group of people that like outed him, like doing like crazy stuff. Like he had like this dress on, and earrings,
I saw that.
And you know, naked in the bed with his mans or whatever, acting crazy. So they outed the crazy girl from Texas. I don't know why I'm bad with names. The one, she's just a goofy one. But it's like, you know, she all for abortion. Not for abortion, you know, gun this, gun that. Come to find out, allegedly, she was a escort. And allegedly, an escort around Ted Cruz, who gave her money, allegedly. And also allegedly had an abortion.
Allegedly.
Hey, and these people, what they doing, they be hacking people's stuff or finding like documents and stuff, and they release them right when they have like the midterms or something. Like right when they got rid, they release that. I'm like, that's pretty funny. Hey, we need heroes like that.
Yeah. You ain't got to deny, bro. Shouldn't be a problem. That's what I'm saying, man. Goodness. These people that you think care about your values and all that, they not affected by any of this.
No.
The people that's at the bottom is going to suffer the worst because abortions aren't going to stop. It's going to make them more dangerous.
Yeah. It's like, now
you got to travel longer distances to get them.
That's a prohibition situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. They don't have to overturn that eventually. But it also goes into the theory of like these white men making these rules because of like the replacement theory situation. I don't know how true that is, but it seems
it is. They feeding into it. It seems like they're afraid of.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
because even if it's not really true, you can tell that's a fear by the way they acting about how we want to protect our country from this and from that and from
white
immigrants.
Babies.
White babies. Just she out there saying thank you for saving these white babies. And I think it's a combination of that, and I think it's also a combination, partly because people at the top realize that we not having babies at the same rate we used to.
Not even close.
And in this hyper capitalist society, we need a constant workforce.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if we
COVID really showed us what happens when the workforce go down in a capitalist society. You if you had like a 80, and then people start working for a year, and you drop down to like 40, and the population is decreasing. Oh,
we
baby.
ain't built to handle that. We either growing or we dying.
What? That's the capitalist society, especially us how extreme we are in this type of government. It's just like, yo, I get it. Like, you better do something.
Yeah.
And how people feeling like now, especially people like us, like we like, man, I gotta move. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
I feel you, bro. I understand, but I can't deal with it. Not gonna deal with it.
Y'all go vote. I'm gonna be over in Sweden.
Well, yeah, Sweden,
Finally
New Zealand,
finally go to Iceland. I heard Australia's nice.
Yeah, I did hear that. I heard New Zealand nice too.
I don't know about Australia. They got crazy wildfires.
Oof. They do, boy. But yeah, man, I ain't got too much more on that right there.
Nah, man.
It's none of my business. That's why I'm at with that. It's none of my business what somebody does with their body. And I consider any part of, especially a female who's giving birth, all of that is part of her body.
And especially with the severity that they trying to get rid of abortion.
Yeah.
Rape, incest. Like, not even that. They don't like.
I will say this for that. Though those things do happen, it happen at a very, I think it's like 2 to 3% of people who get that. It's very low. Now, it does happen. Now, for me, that should be an easy, if that happens, you can have that.
This should be an easy pass.
Yeah,
those should be gimmies.
Yeah, that should be like easy pass. I don't even know why you would even say no to that. Or even make a law or write that down. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, y'all good.
These is one of the exceptions.
Yeah.
Like the black.
You know what I mean? But if people are financially are not stable to have another kid, that just hurts the market anyway. That makes you making people unfit parents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and then eventually what's gonna happen is either people are gonna go to the extreme where they have to, what happens is the level of what they can do based upon what they have. So if you got a little bit of money, you may be able to travel. But if you don't, you may try to do it yourself. And if you don't have money out, you'll just pay for that one time to snip. Oh, I don't want no kids.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people in that bottom level.
Yeah.
Snip.
So
then what? Can't make a real law against that.
They trying. They trying to do less. They trying to.
That's the wrong thing to do with as a society
as having we'll do it because to be petty. Like don't make me like if you between living a life of poverty and happiness.
Women will come together on that and be like, hey, they will vote and you will be up out of there.
That's why they're trying to get rid of like contraceptives and Plan B and all that. But they want to make sure that you having these babies, not even able to like. And birth control, they go after birth control too. Like they really want to put people in a position where you got to have a baby. There's one politician talking about we need to ban. Well, he's talking about you need to ban sex before marriage. Like
I see that. That's wild.
To that level to want to like control people's lives like that is bonkers. Like, I don't understand it.
I see the politicians. This is what I be talking about. Like crazy.
Yeah.
Right. I see the politicians say, fornicating before marriage or boyfriend and girlfriends living with each other before marriage is a gateway to pedophilia.
Oh.
And I was like, yo, we are not. We just lay
all the horses out. We have no.
We just saying anything at this point,
control right now.
We are just saying, and she was running. Crazy thing about it was a black woman.
I bet they was eating that up too.
Oh my goodness! I was like, bro,
that pedophilia card, people be pulling that out like it's the big joker now.
For me, I don't really see it that much, but when I do see it, it is not in the best. It's not the case. You hurting the case. You should not just say anything. Like for me, it's getting out of hand with these extreme people on the right side to the point where it becomes like fascism. That's what it's really become.
Yeah.
For me.
But they don't know that though, man. They think they
protecting
the American.
They don't know history. That's what it is. I always want to tell you to read a book, but don't tell you what book to read. Man, shut up. That's to you, lady. You know what I'm talking about. You don't. I'm going to find you. But yeah, I ain't got too much else to say about that.
Yeah, man. I just think, again, man, I think legally speaking, they overreached they need to be checked. I think we need to start providing some more checks and balances with the Supreme Court. They got to have terms. They shouldn't be able to make rulings that's outside of the case that's in front of them. Speaking of, as far as society, bro, we got to start practicing what we preach. Either you want to respect everybody's belief or lack of belief, or you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to get to that point because, like I said, either one day you're not going to be the majority. You're going to have to ride with everybody else want, or do you want that to be separated? Do you want your politicians making laws based on their personal beliefs, or do you want them to make laws based on the good of everybody?
That's a fact. For me, man, just quit being soft. You're soft, man. You're soft. Quit putting your hand in the cookie jar that ain't yours. Some things ain't got nothing to do with you. Mind your business.
Mind your business.
The most important thing for me, though, all jokes aside, vote. You have to vote.
If this don't show you why, bro, like this is the reason why. But also with voting, we got to put politicians in these positions of power that's going to actually do something. That's actually going to fight for us.
That responds less to fear of losing a position and more to bringing up the society that they represent or the community that they represent.
Vote local, bro. Vote local, because they're trying to get the power back to the states. We need to put people with power in the states that's riding with our best interests.
That's a fact. So that's a good point. I'm glad you said that. So, but I'm good.
Yeah, man. Fuck Clarence Thomas.
Soft top.